Good morning, our professional colleagues and friends of our great institute. I want to welcome you to another educative and enlightenment program put together by our institute, the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, a program called Taxation, CITN, Taxation, and You. And I know you all know me as your regular guest, but I'm not doing this alone today. I have very much present here with me Ayodeji Adeyemi, who will be doing it together. Ayo, can you allow them hear you and let our members feel your presence?
Thank you very much, my boss. It is an honor for me to be with you and to co-anchor this program with erudite media personality like my boss. Thank you very much for having me here.
A great pleasure, Ayodeji Adeyemi. And today, we have a very important personality that will be talking to us on the topic, the role of JTB. I'm sure some will be asking, what is JTB? That is Joint Tax Board in Tax Administration in Nigeria, assessing the impact. And to do justice to this is no other person than the Executive Secretary of the Joint Tax Board, Mr. Olusegun Adesokan, FCTR. Mr. Adesokan, good morning and welcome to CITN Taxation and You.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah,
and let me apologize that I couldn't. Can I go on?
Proceed, sir.
Okay.
You can proceed,
and
sir.
I'm sorry that I couldn't make it there physically. We just ended our board meeting last night. So I figured the logistics might not work getting there on time to be part of the program. So I'm really sorry.
No, not a problem, sir. Part of the things that we've learned from COVID-19 is the new normal where we can do some of these things virtually. And it's a great thing to have you join us virtually amidst your tight schedule. So without wasting our time, we are on for today's topic. And like I said, we want to look at the role of JTB in tax administration in Nigeria, assessing the impact, and we will be engaging our guests, and thereafter I'll open the line for our members and participants to hear their view, ask questions on some of the things that we need to share today. The first question I will be engaging Mr. Adesokan on is that, can you briefly tell our viewers about the role of the Joint Tax Board and the synergy that exists in tax administration in Nigeria?
Thank you very much. The Joint Tax Board was established by the Personal Income with the responsibility of promoting and ensuring uniformity and harmony in tax administration in Nigeria. The board also has a mandate to provide advice on tax matters, double treaty, transaction treaties and arrangements, and also resolving issues of tax jurisdictions amongst the members. Membership of the board comprises the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the revenue authorities of 36 states, and the FCT, and also co-opted members, which includes the CITN, the Federal Ministry of Finance, the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and the Nigerian Customs Service. The NGF also has observer status on the board. Now, this composition allows for collaboration and synergies amongst critical stakeholders in the tax ecosystem in Nigeria. and the board has leveraged this by coming up with initiatives that has helped the tax authorities with their revenue generation efforts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. You have been able to tell us the composition of the member of JTB. At least we have been able to know those that compose the JTB. Now, it's lead to the next question that I have here, sir. We know that it is the jurisdiction of the Joint Tax Board to register taxpayers for TIN. We want to know what is the seamless procedure of registering for TIN and the verification. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Well, the TIN registration process over the years has evolved and made it simple for taxpayers to register, to onboard them portal. Now, first, a taxpayer can walk into his or her local tax authority to be onboarded and registered. Alternatively, a taxpayer can go to the link, and I'm going to read out the link for those who don't have it. So a taxpayer can go to the link, tinverification.jtb.gov.ng, tinverification.jtb.gov.ng. Go there and register. It's a very simple, user-friendly interface. We also have an app, which is called the JTB app, which can be downloaded on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. So you can go there, use the app to also register. And we also come with other media whereby people can register seamlessly. We're exploring the opportunity of using the USSD and the SMS. All this we brought about so that potential taxpayers or intended taxpayers can easily be onboarded on the TIN registration portal. And also for verification processing, we're engaging with different partners to see how banks and other financial institutions can use their portal to verify the TIN's status of taxpayers. So every day we are coming up in areas to make this process easy, seamless for taxpayers. Yeah.
A brilliant one, Mr. Adeshok, on the registration process for TIN and verification. Sincerely speaking, it's apt that we have a link where someone can actually click on and also visiting the JTB board. But when I listened to your intro, you talked about the issue of collaboration and synergy, of the tax administrators. And this will take me to this question to say, data gathering and management are very crucial for effective tax administration and also for effective planning. Can you tell our participants the current status of this TIN registration and the impact that it has on tax administration?
Thank you. Now, currently, the TIN is a unique identifier for taxpayers in Nigeria. And we are leveraging data, as you know, so that tax administrators can optimize the opportunities this registration provides. There's a data for tax initiative, which has been in the works for a while, which hopefully will come on stream live in a few months, and which will aggregate the record of all identity management agencies into one central data bank. And to this end, we're already engaged with all the critical identity management agencies. We are in touch and we're in collaboration with NIMSI, the National Identity Management Commission. We have a joint team working with them on information sharing and data management. We're in touch with the Nigerian Immigration Service. In fact, about 2 weeks ago, or thereabout, they provided us with a critical information which we have shared with the subnational revenue authorities for their tax administration agenda, and which will help them in optimizing revenue generation. We are also in touch with the Corporate Affairs Commission. We are talking to the Federal Safety Corps. The Federal Safety Corps is a corporate member on our board, and we're leveraging that relationship to support the tax collection efforts of our members. We are the Customs Service. We are also in collaboration. Very soon, we're going to be signing an MOU with the Nigerian Customs Service for exchange of information and data, which our members will also utilize for their tax administration efforts. So largely, data is key. We've realized that without data, there's only so much we can do tax administration. And this we are leveraging. We are speaking to everybody that we can speak to. We are speaking to every stakeholder that's critical in gathering data so that our members can utilize this to achieve their own mandates as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I yield the floor to the next question, let me once again reiterate to our participants that are viewing us that this day on CITN Taxation and You, we are very much present here with us virtually, because the global space has suddenly become one. You can be anywhere in the part of the world and doing all you have. The executive secretary of the Joint Tax Board, Mr. Olusegun Adeshokan, and he's been giving us the insight into the role of JTB in tax administration in Nigeria, assessing the impact. AY, I want you to engage our guest on the next four.
Thank you very much, my main anchor. You mentioned about collaboration, and we can also see that in nearest future, we'll have a central data bank, which I see as a very laudable project. And recently, sir, you collaborated with the Corporate Affairs Commission. You also mentioned it in your preview in the course of the discussion. We will appreciate if you can share more light with your collaboration with CAC and the expectation of stakeholders and the rate of compliance level as at now. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. What we have a working relationship which has been productive with the Corporate Affairs Commission. We share a functioning API integration between our team registration system and the CSC system used for team registration of non-individual, non-corporates and individuals. When I say non-corporates, I mean business entities, business names, which don't have legal personality, as that personality resides in the owners. Now, and with that, when CSC registers a business name, at the bottom, you'll see our TIN, which is automatically generated for that business name, and which the business name can now, begin its compliance as expected under the law with regards to taxation. Lately, the CSC migrated to a new portal, and that affected the API. We are working with them to restore this, to restore the API, so that we can continue to generate automatically CIN for taxpayers. Now, and one of the things we're also going further into with CSC is that we want more information, such that when those business name entities, or when they change probably addresses, titles of partners, maybe new partners are added, when companies, when directors leave, when they onboard new shareholders, when they change the addresses, we can have access to this, which we can share with our members. And that will support an ability to locate their taxpayer for tax administration purposes. And this, the truth is, from the moment we started this agreement with CSC, our members, particularly subnationals, subnational revenue authorities have witnessed a growth in their IGR because we've been providing information, data, with which they're able to track their taxpayers for compliance under the law. Thank you.
And to our listeners, I will soon open the platform at which we will definitely engage our guests today. But Mr. Adeshokon, I want to pick this up that JTB has actually been advocating for full autonomy of state internal revenue service for effective tax administration in Nigeria. Can you briefly share with our participants the effort on this advocacy? What is the feedback on the implementation, and how many of the states has actually complied with this full autonomy?
Thank you. Data has shown us that there is a correlation between autonomy of and for tax authorities and enhanced revenue generation. And with this, we have been preaching this gospel to these chief executives of states to allow the revenue authorities to be autonomous. The idea, the objective is they want more revenue. And one of the ways, one of the major way, or the most important way to increase revenue is to allow your revenue authority operate professionally, grant it autonomous, let there be security of tenure for the chief executive and the management staff. And then you can give them targets. What we've realized is some tax authorities have no autonomy. The employment of staff and so on and so forth is still politicized. But they are seen as part of the mainstream civil service. So they can't even recruit. So the civil service recruits and posts staff to those authorities as if they are posted to a ministry or to another department and agency. Staff who don't understand what the revenue generation entails, staff who don't have any qualification in taxation and tax practice, and then even when they want to pay, it's based on the civil service structure, and then transfer to the space of the civil service structure. So the preachers of the state chief executive to allow the revenue authorities to operate professionally and grant autonomy. Because with that, they're able to recruit competent, qualified staff. A chief executive that has security of tenure is able to plan and implement his plans. Is able to promote based on KPIs which probably has developed for his staff, and so on and so forth. So we are preaching this to the chief executive, and we'll be able to show data that states that have autonomy are doing very well, doing very, very well. And this is the reason why they are doing well. So you too can also practice or implement this in your own state and allow these authorities and give them some time and let's see if their performance improves. In terms of autonomy, of course, that means maybe there's a legislation that creates the revenue authority, gives it full powers to operate as an independent entity, gives it full powers to operate its administration independently, and so on and so forth. But in real terms, the law exists in some states, but in terms of financial and administrative independence, these things are still lacking. So from our records, from the records we have, I think we have about 11 states that have full autonomy. 18 have partial, and about 5 or so don't have at all. So we are talking to those ones to see how they can get to full autonomy to the revenue authorities and then watch them grow. Watch them generate revenue, which the chief executive can now use for developmental projects in the states. So it's about convincing them to take out the politics from revenue administration. Let your revenue authorities operate professionally, let them operate independently, and watch your revenue grow. because every governor, everything wants more revenue, wants more idea. But you cannot get it if you don't put the basic building blocks in place. So professionalism, autonomy of the regulatory authority is a precondition, is a fundamental condition to increasing IGR. And we'll continue to preach this to the governments, and they are listening. So if you continue on this trajectory, I'm sure within the shortest possible time, all the states of federation will have independent and autonomous revenue authorities. Thank you.
Very much, Mr. Adeshokon, for those analysis. I like when you play around with figure and you're very factual to say 11 of the states are autonomous as we speak, 18 on partial, and 5 are yet to key into it, which we believe in no distance time they will do. One thing I do on this program, we don't make it.
Let me just, so it's like correction.
Okay.
15 states have partial autonomy, and
Okay.
while eight have no autonomy at all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's
11
important.
through, yeah.
11
Yeah, sorry.
full, 15 partial,
Partial
and 8 are
eight,
yet to
yes.
key into
Yes, yes.
autonomy. And I'm sure with
Yes.
the results that we are getting from those who are currently autonomous, with the increase in the IGR, the others will plug into it. In this program, we don't make it monotonous. We engage participants, and I'll be opening the platform at least for our viewers to ask questions, because they are the reason for this gathering, at least to gather some feedback on some of the things that you are doing. And I want a situation where our members can ask questions from our guest, Mr. Adeshokon, on the topic of discourse. Please, like you know, I always concentrate on the topic of discourse. And for those that are just joining us, we're talking of the role of JTB in tax administration in Nigeria, assessing the impact. And he's been able to take us through some of the activities that JTB has done, the dividend of it, the area of improvement, area of collaboration, and we believe with more improvement in some of the things and feedbacks from viewers here, they can build more on it. And on that note, let me welcome Nwangwo Ieziago. I can see your hand is up, and we'll be doing that, alternating it with some of the questions that we have on the chat box. Can we have Ismaila Babatunde? Ismaila Babatunde, can you unmute and speak, please?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. My name is Razak. My question is, I want to ask that, what is the JTB doing in the area of collaboration with CAC? I know he has took time to let us know the kind of synergy they have in the area of our TIN, because period before now, when you register your company with CAC, we have a system generated TIN under this certificate, and of which we as a consultant, we tend to validate this TIN in the client, in the company domicile tax offices. So while trying to do that on JTB website, usually it gives us an error message saying that we should contact our nearest tax stations. So I don't know what the board is doing in ensuring that the TIN under the CAC certificate can be verified without going to the FIRS office. That's my question, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Razak. I don't know, Mr. Adeshokon, you want to respond to that?
Yeah. I mentioned that there were some challenges when they migrated to a new portal. And this has been resolved. I've met with the Registrar General of CAC. We have set up a joint team to resolve this technical issue. But that we need to create a new API, and also we want more integration, we want more access to CAC's data. So that is being worked on. And Razak, please just give a little more time. and all these things, there are challenges to be resolved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We have Kennedy Imodia on. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah. Well, good morning, the presenter and all. I want to ask, I know the function of JTB is to try to harmonize some tax issues that may raise some gray areas. In some books, they use Lagos as an example, people living in Ogun and they're working in Lagos. Do they have such a way of resolving issues where they may, I don't know whether the issue have started because people living in Abuja, living in Nasarawa, working in Abuja, some living in Abuja, working in Nasarawa, some living in Suleja, working in Abuja. What are JTB planning to do in those aspects? That's question one. Two, this is a multiple taxation. What are JTB trying to work out? Though we have a body trying to harmonize tax system anyway, but what are the inputs JTB is trying to make so that the multiple taxation across states will be reduced to a minimum because it's affecting price of goods and services. Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. I hope you had the question, sir.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
first one was on tax jurisdiction of, and the other was on multiple taxation. Thanks, Kennedy, for your question. For the first question, now, when I started, I mentioned that one of our responsibilities is to resolve disputes arising of tax jurisdictions between and among states. We see this a lot. The law is your payee should be remitted to the state where you reside. So we've seen this a lot, and we resolve those issues with states a lot. Abuja and Nasarawa resolve it regularly. When these issues come on, they approach us, we intervene, we call the tax authority of the two jurisdictions, and we resolve. We do it regularly. So Kennedy, rest assured, when these issues come up, JTB is prepared, to resolve it, and we've been doing so successfully. Now, on the issue of multiple taxation, now JTB has been engaging states to come up with harmonized taxes. About 2 years ago, there was an initiative which all the revenue authorities signed on to harmonize taxes. The implementation had started, and then the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms was inaugurated by the President to, amongst that, is also harmonize the tax laws, taxations, amongst and make Nigeria. JTB serves as the secretariat of this committee. The committee has been working to reduce the number of taxes in Nigeria to single digits, whereby taxes are across all tiers of government, be more than 9. And they are creating a platform where you can pay taxes seamlessly and more or less effortlessly. So we are working with that committee to realize the mandate of Mr. President to ease tax administration in Nigeria. The committee should be submitting, and I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. I think we should await the submission of the report of the committee, the first report of the committee, and let's see what will come out of it. Let's see what the plans of government are at all levels to ease the burden of taxpayers while bringing other people to the tax debt. And don't forget that the president has said it at several fora. The committee has also said at several fora that the intention of government or tax of taxpayers under this new and emerging regime is to tax seeds and not fruits. Tax profits, tax dividends are not capital, not investment. And we are working in tandem with these clear mandates. So just a matter of time, you begin to see these things manifest in the way tax administrators or tax collectors engage taxpayers in Nigeria. Thank you.
Yeah, sincerely speaking, we have confidence in the presidential committee set up on fiscal policy, knowing fully well that JTB is the secretariat, institute is involved, and other professional body. But I think I'll be speaking the mind of the people that we need a speedy, action, because it's impacting greatly, on businesses. And with the current situation that we have, I think the citizen really want a big relief that is the process. But we are still engaging participants, and let me welcome Oyeka Amara, the senior advisor to the governor in Abia State, Anambra State. Yeah, pardon me. Oyeka, you have the floor for your question.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Mr. Secretary to JTB, good morning to you again. So thank you for that brief intro. Mr. Secretary, my question is on these two issues. One, data sharing. Like Shasta said now, sometimes some of these reforms that we await, if we wait for too long, it might begin to defeat the, given that a lot of hardship are currently going on in the economy. But aside that, it's just to help states see if they can gear up their revenue. What are those proactive measures that JTB is taking with respect to ensuring that some of these agencies are supposed to be sharing data to help us get the right information and ease administration at the subnational level being taken care of? Then I love the statistics that you gave around autonomy. Then, like you said, it's been shown that those states that have autonomy obviously do better. Let me just give a quick example. Last night, I had this very urgent meeting that I called for. It was supposed to be like for 10 people, only just 2 persons showed up. And some of these people don't really care about what goes on at the revenue house because maybe they are full civil servants, whether they work or not, they get their pay and all of that. So, but I also want to know what those proactive measures that JTB is taking, or find a way to, get the attentions of the governors of some of these states that do not have autonomy or have partial autonomy, to make sure that, they have full autonomy and begin to work, like you said, and, secure the tenure of the chairman of these agencies to enable them put measures in place to gear up their revenue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amara. Over to you, my ears.
Thank you. Thank you, Eka. Good morning. I mentioned earlier that JTB has been engaging different agencies of government to obtain data, majorly for our members and the subnational revenue authorities. And we're making progress in this regard. I said that about 2 weeks ago, there was a major data which we shared with the state revenue authorities. The chairman of your revenue authority were together from Monday up until yesterday. And at yesterday's meeting, he also got something, which was information for tax administration purposes in Abia. I don't want to be put out of context. That's why I won't just give you more details on the information we're accessing for the benefit of the revenue authorities. So people will be scared and begin to think, revenue authorities will be after them. The plan really, yes, I don't want to put out of context. But these things will be, as they manifest, you begin to see authorities will become more systematic, become more strategic, become more scientific in tax administration, because data is being provided with which they can profile taxpayers, and that will help in accuracy. That's like when they start auditing and when they forward assessments to taxpayers, it's going to have lots of accuracy. But I don't want to put it out of context. All I know is I resumed in December, and we've met with 7-8 critical agencies, and we are working with them, Some of them API, they're going to share API with us. We're going to start getting information, which we're going to pass on to the subnational revenue authorities, But the objective really is not to impose burden on existing taxpayers. No. The plan is let's get those outside the net to come in. And also not to burden the vulnerable Nigerians. Because what we've seen with records and data has shown is state authorities have spent so much going after the vulnerable Nigerians, the poor, the vulcanizer on the roadside, the person selling pure water. But what they get is incongruous. It's like spending 10 naira to get 1 naira. So why not focus on those who should be paying taxes? You have their records, you can profile them properly, you can see their activities, and you can sit down with them and say, hey, this is what you should be paying. So we are working in that regard. The autonomy for SRS, like I said, we're engaging with the chief executive. We are using the instrumentality of their peer review group, which is the NGF, to talk to them, to see the science behind this revenue. It's not rocket, it's not cast in stone, and it's not rocket science. If you give autonomy to your revenue authority, give them targets, professionalize the service, your IGL will increase tremendously. And we are providing this data to them. We are not just going there to make emotional arguments. We are providing this data to them. And the governors, they are right-thinking people. They want the best for their states. Everybody's talking about IGR, increasing IGR, increasing IGR. I'm sure they would begin to accept our message. So we won't relent. We'll continue to press, and we are hoping that the chief executive would at some point buy into the message we are spreading and selling. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayo. It seems Victoria is trying to engage. Let's have a feel of what Victoria is.
Okay, yes, we have a question from Victoria. She says, most states issue TIN for their residents. The JTBs and FRS don't seem. Kindly explain where individuals should get a TIN. What things should apply if they earn income from 2 or more states? Thank you, sir. I know you've touched on this. You can quickly discuss more. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, TIN is an initiative of JTB. Was launched years ago. Was a big program when it was launched years ago. It's an initiative of JTB, and this identifier is for individual taxpayers, for non-corporates, and for corporate bodies. Now, when you go to your state authority and register, like I said, it's a JTB thing that they are giving you. Because when I was answering your question on JTB, on TIN registration, I said one of the ways to register is to walk into a local tax authority. So local tax authority is connected to JTB. There's a synergy with JTB with the portal. So they're able to register you and give you a TIN. Now, in regard to a taxpayer who makes money from 2 jurisdictions, the law is clear. If for your personal income tax, you pay where you reside. And we've seen where 2 or more states have had to conflict over who should, get the pay or the tax of a particular individual, whose business travels many states. One of our statutory responsibilities is to resolve these issues. So when they come to us, we resolve and we make a determination. And they are backed by such examination. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge Justin Sentike. Can you unmute and ask your question from ES? Justin.
Yeah. Good morning, presenters. Good morning, ES. It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you for this opportunity to ask this question. So how long does it take for one to get the TIN after registration? I am asking this question in the haste that when you register, sometimes it takes a very long time before this thing come. We have had situation where we pay tax or we remit taxes to authorities without this staff having thing. And not as if they have not registered, they are registered, and yet it takes a long time before the thing come. So how long does it take? And what is JTB doing to see that they reduce this amount of time for team to get to these persons? I would have loved to talk about the autonomy too, but I enjoy the discussion so far with what the ES is saying. So I think it has answered some of my agitations. Thank you,
Okay. Thank you very much, Justin. I think yes, he's just asking of the time lag when things have actually been generated.
Thank you very much. Ideally, it should take you 5 minutes to get your team. If you go on the portal, it should take you 5 minutes. And we are aware that there are issues, particularly with state authority, revenue authorities, when it comes to verifying your team. So sometimes it could, for them to approve, it takes some time. We are aware of this. And we are working with the states to fast track the process because the plan, the portal, is that 4 or 5 minutes is the convenience. Taxation, one of the things is about convenience. So the portal is designed to generate your team within 5 minutes. But where there are issues, particularly where delays, has to do with approval. And we're talking to the states to man those portals at their end, dedicate personnel to man those portals. So when people register, they can immediately approve, the thing. So sorry, Justin, if there are delays, but we'll keep engaging the states to get this done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Actually, because of want of time, I want to appeal to some of our audience to please go to the chat room, drop your questions. One thing I can assure you, we'll share with the executive secretary, and I'm sure they will respond to some of them, and we'll definitely disseminate them when we are sharing this recording with you. I quickly want to appreciate our ES for time spent here with us this morning on CITN taxation and you, because we have other segments of this program which we will quickly want to take. One thing we can assure you is that our members and viewers who are not members of the Institute but are actually stakeholders when it comes to taxation have benefited immensely from your wealth of experience and some of the activities that you are providing. Like I said, we will definitely share some of the questions we'll receive on the chat box with the aim that you will definitely provide response to them. Do we have your commitment, my ES, sir?
Definitely. Just share with us, please. I will respond.
Okay. Thank you very much. On that note, thank you very much for being part of the program with us on this March episode of CITN Taxation and You. We'll move straight to the next segment, and it's to promote the next major activity of our institute. When you talked about learning is not just about MTP, learning on CITN Taxation and You. It's another broad base when you talked about an atmosphere of networking. I cannot do this promotion, but let me yield the floor for the chairman of the annual tax conference, the 26th edition, in person of Dr. Yemi Sonny for the promotion of the ATC.
Thank you, Mr. Shison, and good morning to all our listeners today. The annual tax conference is a flagship program of the Institute. And this year's conference, is coming with a different twist. And it's not a conference that anybody should miss. And why? I'm going to tell you the reason why, you should not miss that. It's a conference where record is going to be made because we're going to be having the largest gathering of tax professionals in the entire world at this conference. And the theme of the conference is sustainable tax culture and economic roadmap for nation building. This topic couldn't have come at a better time, considering what is going on in our country today. And who are the people that are, that we're expecting to see? The platform is actually for various stakeholders, both in the financial sector, the policymakers, tax professionals, and the general public to come together and deliberate on pressing issues related to taxation. Now, to make this happen, we have seasoned facilitators. I can authoritatively confirm to you now that we have the following people who are going to be making this conference and will be facilitating at the conference. We have the DG of Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, and you can agree with me why it is critical to have such a personnel in this conference at this time. Also, we have the CEO of Nigeria Economic Summit Group, who will be making a paper presentation also. We went further to engage the chairman of Senate Committee on Public Accounts, who will be at the conference as well. Also, we look at, okay, who can we bring again? We brought the DG of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. You expect to see him there. Then also we went further to bring the DG of Budget Office of the Federation in person of Mr. Ben Akabwezi. Professor Abiola Sani, SCN, will be there. Mr. Taiwo Yedele, the Chairman, Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee, is going to be there. Now, what are the things that we look at the ATC? We expect that we are going to be engaging in discussions on fiscal policy adjustment and its impact on revenue generation in the country. We'll be looking at foreign direct investment and revenue implications. Then also you expect to rack brains on situating the Nigeria tax policy within the global tax practice. Discussions will also be around critical assessment of revenue generation at the subnational level. Now, we have side attraction, aside the seasoned facilitators that will be coming. We have hospitality night. The hospitality night promises to be like never before. Then we're introducing something that has never been introduced, which is happy hour, where you can come in, relax, have drinks, have small chops and other things, which is being sponsored by the likes of Nigerian breweries and all. Then to wrap the program, we have the gala night. But before the gala night, we're going to have engaged in sports carnival. The sports carnival, people that attended last year, of course, they know how the sports carnival was last year, and you don't want to miss it again. We have made arrangements for people that will be flying. Right now, we have partnership with IBOM here. We are also talking to Hairpiece, and they'll be giving discounts to all our participants that will be coming, that will be flying into Abuja from various places. The annual tax conference is holding in Abuja at the International Conference Center from Monday, 13th of May to Friday, 17th of May. And we expect that everybody is going to participate. Like I told you, history is going to be made, and you want to be part of that history. We are open to a lot of sponsorship drive from people, because we have a whole lot of things to take care of in order to ensure that our participants have a swell time, because it's a time to come and listen to new things, get new ideas, network with people, and you start your year again on a good note. And I want to believe that you are going to make an effort to be there on that particular day. And I want to see you there. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Sheson, in case you have any questions or people have questions regarding the conference, I'll be open to questions from participants at the conference. But I would like to host every one of us that are in here at the conference come May 13th to Friday, 17th of May 2024.
You've heard it straight from the chairman of the annual tax conference, the 26th edition, Dr. Yemi Sani. You see, in this kind of situation, one thing you can be rest assured, our members have seen the great highlight of everything you are saying. And I received a message Help us thank the chairman because it seems this program is free. I quickly responded back to him and said, no, it's not free. If you are attending physically, since we have made provision for airline to fly you down to Abuja, physical attendees is 150,000. For those that will be connecting virtually, it is 100,000. And there's something they put together, a 5% discount if you are going to pay between now and the month of end of the month of March. That is between now and 31st of March. Just make your payment and you'll get that discount. For non-members, it's 155,000. Physical attendees, virtual is 105, and they too have some concession. We've also had a class for the students. Students that will be coming, they have physical attendees, 75,000. For virtual, 50,000. And for those, you heard the chairman said, it is a world-class tax conference. So it's not restricted only to those of us in Nigeria. We have people that will be coming outside the shore of the country. And for the physical attendees outside the country, that will be bringing inflow of the foreign currency is for $500. Those that will be attending virtually is for $250. These are the fees. And I think I've been able to address the man that said I should help them thank the committee chairman that is free. It is not for free. It is at a cost, which I've just rolled out.
Also, Sheson, we should let them know that the fee that you just called out, members, non-members, students, and aged members, because we have provision for senior members as well. This fee is inclusive of meals. Is inclusive of meals. And for the virtual participants, we understand because of cost and of flight and accommodation, or maybe exigencies of work, some people might not be able to attend physically. The virtual participant, that fee is inclusive of materials, the conference materials for the virtual participants as well. So it's imperative we clarify that and we let our members know. So we have done everything to be able to accommodate everybody and to make sure that it's going to be a very promising experience for everyone who attends the conference. And also to add, the conference comes with 24, I repeat, 24 credit hours. We know that you have a number of credit hours that you are mandated to have on an annual basis. So attending this conference alone gives you 24 credit hours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sonny, for that insight into the annual tax conference coming in Abuja. Sincerely speaking, Dr. Yemi is prepared to host you. Even our president is itching to have a physical engagement with members out there in Abuja. You won't want to miss it out. I can assure you, a lot of packages have been put together. And trust, whatever you see Dr. Sonny investing into, it make it a world-class preparation. On that note,
Mr. Sheson, sorry, quickly, somebody just sent something to ask whether it's inclusive of accommodation. It's not inclusive of accommodation. What we have done, and you're going to be seeing the flyers shortly, what we have done is that we have engaged with various hotels to get discounts for participants. So in the flyers that you'll be seeing for this conference, you will see the names of hotels that we have partnership with and their contact, and you can book directly from the hotel at a discounted rate.
Oh, that is lovely. So we are ready to have a lot from the annual tax conference, the 26th edition. Maybe to cap it all, Dr. Yemi, you said those virtual participants, they have their material. On behalf of the anchor of this program, I'm promising you e-food for all those that will be participating virtually. And that will be a take home for it. It's been a very interesting time with us and with you on this March edition of CITN Taxation and You. And once again, I want to appreciate our guest for today, the Executive Secretary of Joint Tax Board, Mr. Olusegun Ade Shokan, FCTI, for actually availing us your time And to all our viewers, I promise you, come in the month of April, there is a very inciting topic that you will not want to miss. The only thing that you need to do for me is that make sure you invite someone to be part of the program in the April edition so that together we can learn and improve our knowledge base and make our impact to the economic growth and development of our country, Nigeria. On this note, I want to say thank you for being part of the show. I remain your host, Olusesan Okunade, FCTR. And
Adeyemi Ayodeji, the co-host of this program. Thank you very much.
see you next month and remain safe.